It's time for the main event of this evening, presented to you by Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions in association with United Boxing Academy. Now in the ring, 6 rounds of boxing for the vacant California State title. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Sharon Sands. And now, introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing silver and black trunks. He is training out of Freddie Roach's world-famous Wild Card Boxing in Hollywood by way of Los Angeles. He weighed in 142 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw with 1 win. Coming by way of knockout, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Alejandro Reyes! His opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing white trunks trimmed in gold. He is training out of Whack House in Burbank by way of Clarksville, Texas. He weighed in 142 pounds. His record, 12 wins, 3 losses, 6 wins. Coming by way of knockout, ladies and gentlemen, he is the current IBU Canada Mexican American champion, Brian Sweet Jones. Once again, our referee in charge, Sharon Sands, to give final instructions.
Live from the Bonaventure Hotel, we are set now for the main event of the evening. Brian Jones taking on Alejandro
All right, fans, here we go. 6 rounds of boxing for the vacant California State title.
Well, you hear Jim Fitzgerald right there announce the California State title on the line in this main event. Jones coming in with a 12-3 record. 6 knockouts to Reyes' 4-3-1 record with 1 knockout. Both men 28 years of age. Reyes donned in the silver with black trim, and Brian Jones in the white trunks. And both men throwing bombs here to start off round number 1, scheduled for 6. Some bombs by both fighters here in the early stages of this one.
Yeah, Reyes has had some good success in this environment, in this format. He won his last fight at Quiet Canyon against Steven Zayas, who was 2-0. But he's going to have his hands full tonight with Brian Jones. He's 12-3 with 6 KOs, and he's the IBU champ.
Well, Jones with 15 fights under his professional belt to Reyes is 8. So experience, at least at the professional level, in favor of Jones, but it's Reyes who's landed a couple here early on. Fred Salas alongside Darren Bond here live in Los Angeles from the Bonaventure Hotel for Ed Holmes All-Star Promotions. Battle of the Rising Stars are official here. Referee Sharon Sands, who's done a fine job tonight. 12 bouts on the card, and every single one of them has been entertaining.
Yeah, we've gotten to see the full gamut of different fights tonight, including a really great female fight earlier tonight. But this main event promises to be big, and these guys are throwing blows, Fred.
Reyes now on the offensive, backing Jones up just a bit here. Half of round 1 now in the books. Nice combination by Jones. And the crowd gets excited.
Yeah, Jones winning his last 2 by TKO.
Reyes missing with some bombs, and Jones with the counter. Packed house here in the Grand Ballroom here at the Bonaventure.
Yeah, they're here for this main event, and I'll tell you what, it looks like we've got a good one. Brian Jones coming out. He got the crowd kind of mad at him at the beginning, holding his arms up, but looks like he's backing it up here.
Both these professionals started their fighting careers in 2012. August for Jones, and Reyes in December of that year. But it's been Brian Jones with his 12-3 record in 6 knockouts. who has put the pedal to the metal and tried to get in as many bouts as possible.
Yeah, you know, Jones has been around too. He won his last 3, 2 in Mexico, 1 in Utah. So not a local guy.
Jones out of Texas, now calling Los Angeles his home. Reyes, Mexico. He too resides here in Los Angeles. In 3 minutes in the books, scheduled for 6. And right now, Jones pumped up. He feels he won the first of 6.
Yeah, Jones liking what he felt there at the end, but I think it was a little closer than maybe he'd like to think. Reyes is no slouch. The man can fight, and he's already scored some points here. Again, he's very familiar here at the Westin Bonaventure. He's been here 3 times. He won 1, lost 1, and had a draw, so I'm sure he'd like to get another win here tonight. Of course, also coming out of the Freddie Rhodes gym here in Hollywood, Reyes has surrounded himself by people who know boxing about as good as anybody around, so I can appreciate Jones's enthusiasm, but it's not over yet.
Bonaventure Hotel, Fred Salas, Darren Bond. The main event of the evening, the 2 warriors in the ring. 12-3 Brian Jones with 6 knockouts. Alejandro Reyes 4-3-1, 1 knockout. So Reyes, the southpaw, battling against Jones, but on our scorecard it looked like Jones got the better of the exchange in round 1, scheduled for 6.
Yeah, Jones has hung in there. He's a very good fighter. Reyes has got his hands full for sure.
Brian Jones connecting to the body, now to the head of Reyes. Reyes again in the silver trunks, donned.
Yeah, you know, it seems to me that Jones is continuing to keep his balance and keep Reyes, although Reyes landed a nice left there, but so far Jones is controlling and getting the better of it.
Reyes silver trunks trimmed in black, all white for Jones. Right hand, left hand follow-up punch by Reyes. Jones counters. These fighters standing toe-to-toe inside 2 minutes left here in round number 2.
Yeah, round 2 starting to really show the desire of both fighters to win this fight. You can see they're both in there toe-to-toe, exchanging blows.
2 welterweights in the main event here, and a left hand by Reyes stunned Jones.
Yeah, Jones felt that one a little bit. You could see he sort of reacted to that double left coming in from Reyes. And I've seen Reyes fight many times. He isn't going to go down easy. Jones's punch is not having a lot of power behind him right now as he's sort of spent himself a little bit. So Reyes maybe with an opportunity here towards the end of round 2.
Jones with 53 rounds in his professional career to 39 for Alejandro Reyes. Looping left hand misses by Reyes, but he counters with a left hand to the body, and now a quick combination. Another left hand by Reyes. Jones with a beautiful counter punch.
Yeah, great exchange between both fighters there.
Body shot by Reyes to the left side of Jones, and now an uppercut by Reyes. And a stumble by Jones as he backs up. Reyes now starting to apply some pressure.
Yeah, really for the first time in this fight, Reyes now is starting to control the action, and Jones, he's now feeling the wrath of Reyes.
Inside 10 seconds, round 2. Scheduled for 6, and Reyes may have snuck away with this one.
Ooh.
And the crowd on their feet here in Los Angeles.
Crowd's loving it. How can you not? Great fight, great exchange at the end, and Jones arguably maybe even with a late shot, but these guys obviously coming back into the next round with something to prove. Love to see the enthusiasm from both fighters. You know, wow, tough round to call on that one. Reyes at the end really seemed to find his rhythm.
The southpaw Reyes, born in Mexico, now residing here in Los Angeles, California, may have stole round number 2 from Jones, who hails from Texas. And Brian Jones now, he too resides in Los Angeles, but he's got a busy schedule. 15 bouts to Reyes' 8, and they both started in 2012. So obviously Jones, the quicker the better. We'll see in what we have on our scorecards. 1 round to Jones, 1 round to Reyes. Who's going to take control of this bout? Scheduled for 6 here in round 3.
Yeah, and that's interesting. About the same amount of time in the ring, but Jones with twice as many fights and traveling quite a bit, across country as well. So busy agenda for him.
Both fighters now starting off round 3, standing toe-to-toe near the center of the ring, and a left hand by Reyes and a combination by Jones. Both these fighters in excellent physical condition here in this welterweight main event at Holmes All-Star Promotions Battle of the Rising Stars.
Yeah, this is great to see, because now all of the sort of showmanship is gone. Now these guys are just boxing. They're no longer worried about whatever they came in thinking about, and they're just going toe-to-toe.
Indeed, Darren, and both these fighters, no one letting up at this point.
Yeah,
Inside
still
2 minutes.
A lot of power, but behind the punches.
Short shots by Reyes are connecting to the chin of Jones, who counters, misses wildly, and Reyes is right there. And now Jones turning on the gas.
Yeah, Jones looked like he was working the speed bag there on Reyes.
A couple of those punches go through. A left hand uppercut by Reyes, and now an all-out war here in round number 3.
Yeah, it's blow for blow, and if you're the judges, you're just trying to keep track of which ones connect and which ones don't. Reyes doing what I've seen him do before. He's kind of sneaky. His technique doesn't look as flashy, but he hangs in there.
Right uppercut by Jones, connected with Reyes. Anyone's bout here right now. We had Jones winning round number 2. Reyes stealing, beg your pardon, Jones winning round number 2, and Reyes stealing round number 2.
Yeah, Jones really came out in the first round with the confidence, thinking he was maybe going to walk away with this thing. He's got the experience, but Reyes is one of those kind of guys. He just doesn't go down that way. Most of his fights have gone the distance, and even in a loss, he usually puts up a good fight. So
a slugfest here in the final 20 seconds, and a right hand by Reyes caught Jones while he was sleeping. And again, Jones capturing the first round, and Reyes capturing round number 2, and anyone's fight here in round number 3.
Wow, I was trying hard to see who got the best of that last part of it, and it was hard to tell. Both fighters are scoring. It's one of those things that, at the end there, I don't know, the judges are probably better at seeing who landed than me, but it's great to see both guys coming out at the end like that. That's what I like to see. It's an even match, and they're evenly going at it.
3 rounds in the books, halfway through in this main event. Scheduled for 6. Brian Jones coming in with a 12-3 record with 6 knockouts. Alejandro Reyes, 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw with 1 knockout. So we are going to see now, as we accelerate this race in the 4th round, who's got the stamina, and if Jones' multiple bouts succeeding, nearly doubling that of Reyes, pays dividends for him here.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He's got, like you said, a big agenda. He's had twice as many fights in the same amount of time. So
Jones donned in the white trunks, Reyes in the silver and black. In a slugfest here at the Bonaventure Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. Fred Salas alongside Darren Bond. Glad you could be with us.
Yeah, certainly a pleasure, and certainly happy Easter to everyone. It's another great night here of boxing, and I don't know, that last round being hard to call, this one the same way. I mean, they're just in there toe-to-toe.
Zachary Young, Max DeLucas, John McCarthy, our judges ringside. Our referee in charge of this main event, Sharon Sands.
Well, I can see John McCarthy across the ring from here, and he is focused. He is watching, and he's standing up like, you know, he's up higher than everybody else.
All tonight's bout sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. And that's the thing, if you're a judge and you're ringside and you're not focused, you don't remain a judge very long.
There you go. I mean, there's a lot of people that expect excellence, because this counts.
As we approach the halfway point in round number 4, Jones and Reyes exchanging blows here. And perhaps a slight advantage to Jones through the first 3 rounds. Scheduled for 6. Both fighters exchanging blows consistently, and both fighters connecting.
Yeah, I think Jones maybe with a slight advantage, as you said. He's done a slightly technical better job, but the thing about Reyes is he doesn't look always like he's fighting better, but he lands punches and he's got a really tough jaw on him. So there, another nice right by Reyes. He just doesn't do it as flashy, but he's connecting as well.
Jones with more experience in terms of number of bouts and rounds. 55 rounds coming into this round 4.
Yeah, and it shows. He's got a little more poise in the pocket. He takes a hit and kind of deals with it better. But Reyes is a grinder. If you watch him, he's just still in there. Look at, he's gritting his teeth and he continues to grind.
Reyes now closing moments of the 42nd round of his career. Combination, these fighters, these warriors, toe-to-toe here in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
4 rounds in the books.
Big end to that round. A lot of punches thrown, a lot of punches landed. And obviously still plenty of energy between these two. Well, and what a lot of people, you know, don't see is the behind the scenes that goes on in these fights. You know, there's a fight every month or two, but the 3 or 4 weeks between fights is when a lot of the drama goes on. And, you know, my hat's off to Ed Holmes and Pete Hironaka for continuing to bring us great matchups and bring guys from all around the country and the world to come and get into this Battle of the Rising Stars, because it's not only a great tradition, but it continues to sort of set the par for boxing in Los Angeles.
Indeed, and Pete Hironaka, a longtime aide and right-hand man to Ed Holmes, back from the early days of the Battle of the Rising Stars to 2016, as we begin round number 5 here at the Bonaventure. This main event scheduled for 6 in the welterweight division for the vacant California State title.
That's a big fight for both guys. You know, Reyes needing that win. He wants to go 5-3. You know, this is his format. He loves the Bonaventure. He's been here 3 times. He's comfortable here. He ought to be able to pull this off. But again, you know, he's got Brian Jones with a lot of experience, and he's on a 3-win streak.
Alejandro Reyes, if he loses, he'll be at 500 at 4-4 and 1 draw. Just 1 knockout. Well, Jones, meanwhile, 12 wins, 3 losses. Half his wins have been by putting his opponent on the canvas. 6 knockouts for the 28-year-old.
Yeah, and I mean, Jones has been all over. He's been in Mexico, Utah, and he won in Baja California just last year.
Body shot in the left hand to the head by Reyes.
I'm telling you, Reyes is sneaky. He just keeps grinding. He looks the same as he did kind of in round 1, really. got his head in the pocket, and he just keeps grinding. Maybe I can suggest a nickname. Alejandro the Grinder Reyes.
Sounds good to me. Reyes ranked number 106 in the country to 125 for Brian Jones. Hard to understand that ranking based on their records. Jones does look like the more efficient fighter, although Reyes has tagged him on occasion here tonight.
Yeah, Reyes just does it in a quieter way. It's not really as pretty maybe to say, but
Reyes the southpaw as we move into the final minute of this round number 5, scheduled for 6. Main event in the welterweight division. Fred Salas alongside Darren Bond for Ed Holmes and All-Star Promotions Battle of the Rising Stars, live from Los Angeles, California. A slugfest if you're just tuning in between Jones and Reyes.
big time. I mean, these guys are leaving it all out there. And, you know, surprisingly, even Jones is not showing, you know, much. He's round 5, getting down to the end.
Glancing blows by Reyes in the closing moments of round number 5. Jones countering.
Well, like I said, Reyes' fights tend to go the distance no matter how they go. He's a tough guy, and he never backs down. And he seems to have that second gear that keeps coming out just when you think he's kind of feeling it. On the other hand, Brian Jones, same thing. He's not backing down either. So kind of hard to say at this point, but I don't know. That last round's one of the hardest to calls of the night for me.
Well, a slight edge for Brian Jones, looking for his 13th victory in his 16th bout.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's what's paying off for him, is he's got a little experience. He's able to kind of roll with the punches a little more, maybe sort of look more efficient at it. I think you were right. He's a very efficient fighter in his energy, but
Brian Jones, hailing from Texas, now resided in Los Angeles, California. Alejandro Reyes, born in Mexico. He too lives here in LA as we move to the 6th and final round between these two warriors who have given this crowd here at the Bonaventure in downtown Los Angeles quite the show for the main event.
Yeah, great energy here tonight with the crowd, and a great fight, a great main event.
Jones with some solid shots early on here in the 6th.
Well, Jones has got to feel it. He can wrap this thing right now. Reyes has got the crowd. If Jones can shut everybody up right here.
Both these fighters trading toe-to-toe since the opening bell. From our timekeeper, Willie Areola. Our referee in charge is Sharon Sands. And if this one goes down to the scorecards, it'll be Zachary Young, Max DeLuca, and John McCarthy. The judges scoring ringside.
Well, and it very well could. Both these fighters seem tough, and I've seen Reyes. This guy's got a chin, and you got to remember, this is for the California state title. So, you know, both these guys want this.
Combination by Reyes got in just moments ago and connected to the chin of Jones, who is content to take those shots and try and counter. Jones has missed some big bombs, albeit he has connected with his most consistent punches, the shots to the body and the occasional uppercut. Now Reyes with a left hand followed by a right, and Jones attempts to counter. A left hand by Reyes this time. Yeah. And Jones was stunned for a moment, and now a right hand.
I'm telling you, Reyes is not going to go down easy.
Jones is in trouble. A couple of solid shots to the head has got him dazed as we move to the final minute here in this main event.
Yeah, here's Reyes' window. He's got Jones on his heels here.
Crowd alive and well here in the Grand Ballroom at the Bonaventure. Jones, Reyes, both running out of gas here in round 6. But Reyes has got the better of this exchange in this final round.
Yeah, Reyes doing what I've seen him do so many times. You just can't tell with him. You think he's kind of not in it, and then he just explodes, and he's about to do it again. I think he's got the advantage with the energy level, it looks like to me.
Combinations by Reyes. Jones continues to counter. 10 seconds left. Jones or Reyes? A battle to the end.
Fantastic. Both fighters coming out with just the right intensity at the end. Great exchange and great sportsmanship, as I've said before, as we always see here.
Ed Holmes hires the highest class fighters to go along with the records and the stamina and the degree of professionalism, and you see it with the exchange and the handshakes at the end of this main event between Brian Jones and Alejandro Reyes. It will go to the scorecards. Zachary Young, Max DeLuca, John McCarthy, Sharon Sands, our referee. No input on the decision, but Brian Jones at 12-3 may be in danger if Alejandro Reyes, in the judges' vantage point, stole the final 2 rounds, rounds number 5 and rounds number 6, and that would improve his record to 5-3 with 1 knockout.
Yeah, that's Reyes' style. He always comes in. He's going to come in late. He's going to hang in there, and he's going to finish strong. That's how he's made it this far. So, like you said, Jones had a great start. I think probably won the first couple of rounds. But as the fight continues, Reyes continues to pound and grind, and so that's going to be, I think, the harder part of the decision is the final 3, and we'll see what they do with it. I know right there at the end, Reyes was scoring punches. You know, he was scoring points. So
everything you want in a main event came to fruition here in the 6 rounds of boxing in this welterweight division between Brian Jones and Alejandro Reyes.
Well, it's so great to see, you know, in a sport of boxing that's kind of got, you know, marred with controversy lately, and you don't really have the big boxing matches. It's great to see the sport, when you see it like this, it's a great thing.
Ed Holmes in the center of the ring with longtime professional ring announcer Jimmy Fitzgerald, who will come to us with the original, or I should say the official decision. Take it away, Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, once again, let's give both fighters a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Big John McCarthy scores about 60-54, while both judges ringside, Zachary Young and Max DeLuca, scored about 59-55 in favor of our winner. He is the new California State Champion, Alejandro El Chico
So Alejandro Reyes steals the bout in the final 5th and 6th round from Brian Jones. Obviously a disappointment for Jones, whose record, Darren, will drop to 12-4, and Reyes will improve to 5-3. He needed the win, but wow, the decision by the judges ringside. Your take on that one?
Well, I know, like I said, Reyes is a grinder. He just hangs in there, and by the end of the fight, he was scoring better. He was landing more punches, and despite Jones and his sort of aggressive style, a little more flamboyant, Crowd loves it. Reyes able to hang in there, and just a wonderful win for him. He goes to 5-3, and that gets him off that 500 mark, as you said earlier.
So Jones with the opportunity early on. Darren did not finish strong. He started off strong, 3.5, 4 rounds. But the judges, what have you done for me lately? Move it into round 5 and round 6. Clearly Reyes had made a lot of contact with the head and body of Jones in the closing moments of round 5 and round 6.
Yeah, he stays in. He keeps his head in the pocket, and that's one of the things that he does. It's so great. Is he stays in, he grinds it out, and pulled out the win. So a fantastic main event here. Again, doesn't disappoint here at Ed Holmes' Battle of the Rising Stars. Just another great matchup.
So Alejandro Jones, now the new California State welterweight champion.
There you go, and Fred, thank you very much, and we'll be right back after this.